A 5-year-old little boy just took a peek at his elder sister.
ちょっと何チロチロ見てんのよチビ。
And the boy was treated like this simply because he was his father's adopted son. From then on, whenever the elder sister was unhappy, she would slap him to vent her anger. But strangely, the elder sister changed after growing up. The teenager's name is Zero. When he was 5 years old, a car accident ruthlessly took the lives of his parents and younger sister. At the funeral, except for his elderly grandfather who was extremely grief-stricken, other relatives had evil intentions and were calculating how to divide up his parents' property. Even his aunt planned to send him to an orphanage. Zero listened to all these people's schemes and quietly awaited his fate. Just then, a friend of his father's during his lifetime stepped forward.
君は将棋好きか?
Zero hesitated for a moment and said yes. This was the first lie he told in his life, because he keenly sensed that the man in front of him was extremely obsessed with shogi, and he himself happened to have extraordinary talent for shogi. Sure enough, Zero was adopted by the man, but who could have imagined that what awaited him was the slaps from his elder sister?
いい気になんないでゼロのくせに。
The father angrily locked Kaoru up, even when the mother tried to plead on Kaoru's behalf. It was no use, because in the father's opinion, this was no longer just a matter within the scope of shogi. How could one hit someone just because they lost a game of chess? Even if it was a girl, such behavior could never be tolerated. Zero watched all this silently, with mixed feelings in his heart. In order to live a stable life in this family, Zero ingratiatingly called the man father and even took the initiative to serve the father with rice. However, this address enraged Kaoru. She angrily questioned Zero why he could call the man father. He was clearly just an apprentice, but the father didn't care at all. He also said that he was Zero's guide on the path of shogi, his shogi father. Then, the father completely ignored his own biological children and began to lavish praise on Zero for his excellent performance in yesterday's game. In the eyes of the father who regarded shogi as his life, only those with superb skills could gain his attention. So, the three siblings almost played chess on the board every day. The first one to have a problem was the younger brother, Ayumu. One day, the teacher specifically came to the house and said worriedly that Ayumu always looked lackadaisical at school and his academic performance had plummeted. The teacher suspected that something was wrong at home. In fact, Ayumu was just crushed by Zero and shogi, and his confidence had been hit. And the things that happened next further intensified the conflict among the three siblings.